Alright guys, welcome back again to some more Trails of Cold Steel. We finally finished Chapter 4 and on our way to now begin Chapter 5. I believe there's a total of 7 chapters to this game, so we're closing in on the end. And, well, it's gonna be sad, but at the same time, I'm not all that depressed because I have the others to look forward to. There's like, I think, 4 parts to this game, and yeah, we're closing into Part 2 soon enough, so if anything else, thank you all for the love and support, and let's continue onwards.
Mid-August. It was the peak of summer, and the sweltering sun was beating down on the residents of Trista. After returning from Heimdall, we were given a whopping 5-day summer vacation before the school year resumed.
Just 5 days? That's short, man.
Turns out, Thor sticks to its military roots, only granting extended vacations to students over the New Year's holiday.
Oh, so that's how they work. Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, that's a very short-lived vacation.
However, nobles are allowed to visit home, ostensibly to give them time to become familiar with their family's holdings. And, as you might expect, that meant most students from classes 1 and 2 spent summer away from Trista. Meanwhile, classes 3 through 5 were stuck on campus, envying the nobility as they studied and trained as usual. The other members of Class 7 and I chose to stay in Trista as well, facing the heat with our fellow students.
Ah, it's so hot. I'm dying in here. I'm sick of this heat already. Talking about it is just making me feel even hotter. The Academy should install an orbital air conditioner. At least then it'd be a little easier to cope. An orbital air conditioner? What is that? Well, it's this device that blows out cool air to help regulate a room's temperature. Maybe it'll help if you think of it as an opposite of a stove. Wow, that's some kind of wizardry. I've heard of them, but aren't they supposed to be prohibitively expensive? Only the most modern buildings seem to be able to afford them. Do you have one in your house? Well, there's one in Reinford Company's corporate headquarters, yeah. It'd be nice if my mother could spare one, you know, for the academy she sits on the board of directors for. Seems a bit much to hope for. This is a military academy, so I doubt we can expect to be indulged quite that much. Still, a machine to help us keep cool in the summer, whoever first invented that should get a medal. I'll admit, the summer heat here is more difficult to cope with than in Legram. But as long as I think of it as another part of my training, it doesn't bother me all that much. Rehard gets similar summer heat waves, but there's usually a breeze blowing in from the canyon at this time of year. That does make summers a bit easier to manage. My hometown's up in the mountains, so it's pretty cool even around this time of year. Actually, now that you mention it, I would have thought you 3 would go back home for the summer, being nobles and all. You were given permission, weren't you? If everyone else was going home, I would have considered it. But in the end, I decided against it. I mean, it wasn't all that long ago I got to see Elise. Maybe next year. I came here to train. Until I feel like I've made significant progress, I have no intention of returning home. Ha! Some of you saw my father's mansion. Do you think I'd go back to a place like that willingly? I'd much rather stay here and take my chances with heatstroke. You're really that uncomfortable at home, huh? Still, hot as it is, there's a lot going on right now. I doubt all the people headed to the conference at the end of the month have much time to be worrying about the heat. You make a good point. You're talking about the West Zemuria Trade Conference, right? That's the one. There's never been an international conference on that scale before, at least not in modern times. Mayor Dieter Croy, who also happens to be the International Bank of Crossbell CEO, was the one who first proposed it. I've heard that Prince Oliver will be attending on behalf of His Majesty the Emperor. and Chancellor Osborne is supposed to be attending too. Seems crazy to think that we met them both just a few weeks ago. The Chancellor in particular was a pretty intimidating figure. Seemed like a big scary monster. I've heard he served in the Imperial Army before becoming a politician. Then 11 years ago, His Majesty entrusted him with the position of Chancellor. Supposedly, a full 70% of the Imperial's army is under his jurisdiction. His real fame comes from establishing most of the nation's railway network centered on the capital, though he's also been responsible for annexing several smaller countries and independent states around Erebonia. I believe those all took place without any bloodshed, though, at least as far as I'm aware. I wouldn't put too much stock in what he's selling. Military spending in this country has increased exponentially since he took up his position as Chancellor. And that's only possible thanks to the tax revenue he gleans from the people of Heimdall and those annexed nations. Well, he was the one who ordered the construction of those 2 railway guns they've got pointed at Crossbell too. At one point, Erebonia was on the verge of a full-scale war with Calvard because of those things. Oh yeah, I heard that it was actually Liberal that proposed a way to avoid an armed conflict. They ended up signing the Non-Aggression Pact, right? Yeah, though as I'm sure you've noticed, there's still quite a bit of tension between the 2 countries. I wouldn't be surprised if the issue reared its head again during the trade conference. Chancellor Osborne has been a really popular figure in the capital, though. Popular enough that he seems to have a group terrorist after him. He does seem to be Imperial Liberation Front's main target, doesn't he? You know, the hammer of judgment that shall topple the dictator and all that. Indeed, they seem to harbor a deep-seated grudge against him. Their anger seemed a bit unusual in its intensity, didn't it? He does seem like the type who'd make a lot of enemies, especially with a face like that. Well, I'd rather not speak ill of my father's close ally, but... Come to think of it, isn't the instructor awfully late? It's well past time for homeroom to start. True, it should have started about 10 minutes ago, actually. I swear that woman. She'd better not be sleeping off another hangover back at the dormitory. Wouldn't put it past her. I wish I could say there's no way our upstanding instructor would do that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Excuse me? I'll have you know I did no such thing. Today.
Instructor?
Good morning, instructor.
Morning, everyone! Anyway, I'll have you know I've got a good reason for being late today. And that reason is, we're going to be welcoming a new classmate today.
What?
A transfer student at this time of year?
That's nothing new in these sorts of cases.
Seriously?
All right, come on in.
Righto.
Crow.
Huh?
Crow?
But isn't he a second-year student?
I'm Crow Armbrust. Starting today, I'll be joining you fine folks as a member of Class 7. It's gonna be pretty sweet, guys.
What?
What? I mean, how?
Are you sure you want to know? It's a long tale fraught with the intrigue of school politics.
I don't think I'd put it quite like that. Back in his first year, he slacked off so much that he ended up failing a few of his classes. Then he came crying to me in a panic like, "Oh, help me, Instructor Sarah, they're not gonna let me graduate." So as a special exception, he's going to be joining us for the next 3 months to pay for his laziness.
You can't be serious.
That's an even more pathetic reason than I was bracing myself for.
I think you already know that Crow was one of the trial users for the Arcus test they ran last year. So I thought he might be a good role model for you. In that sense, anyway. And don't forget, he'll also be joining us on our future field studies, too.
Nice. Looks like you saved me the trouble of having to explain it all. Anyway, let's let the good times roll.
Very laid back, this guy.
Oh, and since we're all classmates now, no need for all that sweet talking you lay on the other second years, all right?
Right.
Easier said than done, I fear.
If he was any more laid back, he'd be comatose.
Instructor, I can't help but notice you left the door open.
Wait, is there someone else too?
I have a feeling I know who the other one is.
Huh?
Milliam? Is that her name? Milliam?
Are you serious?
Oh, I was hoping to catch you off guard. All right, come on in and say hello.
I thought you forgot I was out in the hall.
I knew it!
What?
What?
You must be joking.
Hey, aren't you?
You're the girl we met in the Nord Highlands.
Yuppers! Long time no see, guys! But I see a couple of you I don't know, so I guess I better introduce myself. I'm Milliam Orion. And this here is Eric Getlem, but we'll just call him Lammy for short.
Ergetlem. Interesting.
What the hell is that? Holy crap!
It's that thing we saw at Ark's fort.
So this is that strange girl you met in the Nord Highlands.
Oh, and a little house rule before anything gets blown up. No bringing that thing out in the classroom. If he accidentally smashes a wall or blasts through the ceiling, I'm the one who's gonna get chewed out for it.
Boo! Fine. Anyway. Nice to meet you guys.
Tell me you're kidding. Please?
I really wish I could.
Well, I can see we're in for some fun times these next 3 months.
Oh, yay. Three days went by. At first, no one was sure what to make of Crow Armbrust and the Intelligence Division agent Milliam Orion's sudden transfer into Class 7. But within a matter of days, it almost felt like they'd been there all along. I'm sure none of you need to be reminded that it was none other than Emperor Drykles who ended the War of the Lions. But did you know that historical records tell us he had amazingly few soldiers under his command? Initially, his allies numbered only a few confidants and several warriors from Nord. And while supporters rallied to him in each region, his rank still couldn't hope to compare to the other prince's armies. Nonetheless, they continued to advance, liberating region after region, and after half a year of bloody battles, Prince Drykles met perhaps his most well-known supporter. Milliam, right? Would you happen to know the historical figure to whom I'm referring? Sure do. Leanne Sandlot, also known as the Lance Maiden. Ooh, right you are. Well done. Sandlot was the daughter of a count who ruled over a remote region, and accounts tell us she showed great martial skill from a young age. In particular, her skill with the lance was unparalleled. No records exist of her ever being bested in combat. The Lance Maiden also had a group of mighty warriors under her command who fought alongside her in battle. Perhaps you'd like to illuminate us as to the name of this famous band, Reen? The group of mighty warriors led by the Lance Maiden. That's the Stahlritter, Grousritter, Eisenritter. The Eisenritter, also known as the Iron Knights. They were a band of knights said to be able to charge across the battlefield like lightning, cutting down all in their path. Correct, you've done your homework. The Wandering Prince met the Lance Maiden one day during a prolonged conflict in a remote region of the country. After recognizing each other as reliable and trustworthy, they pledged to fight together under a united banner. With the Lance Maiden and her knights bolstering his ranks, Drykles' army swept through one region after another. In just a year, he was able to defeat the other princes and free the imperial capital, Heimdall. As an interesting footnote, the castle that Eisenritter used as their base of operations 250 years ago just so happens to be only a hop, skip, and a jump away from Laura's home in Legram. Indeed, it's known as Lohengrin Castle. Oh, Lohengrin Castle. Oh my god. I don't know why I read it as like the IN at the end didn't register in my vision. I just saw GRN, Lohengrin Castle. It's a beautiful old building situated on the shore of Lake Ebel to the west of Legram. Ebel or Ebel? Oh, you've mentioned that before. Does anyone live there now? No, due to the dangerous terrain there, no one goes near it. These days it exists simply as a relic of a bygone era. The Arside family is responsible for the care and maintenance of the castle, though really only minimal work is done. Speaking of the Arside house, wasn't one of your ancestors in the Eisenritter's second in command? Indeed, the Lancemaiden's most trusted assistant and confidant from what I understand. The Sandlot family line ended with the death of the Lancemaiden, and it's partly because of that that the Arside family mourns her death each year. I see. Woo, what a fascinating story. Legram, huh? Never had a mission there, so I'd never been able to go. My boy Crow over here is sleeping. Maybe I should have stopped by when I went to Bereahard a while back. You'd think she'd at least try to conceal the fact that she gets sent all over the country on secret missions. I know, she totally just let it slip that she was doing something in Bereahard too. Well, I suppose it's better than her being all distant and cagey around us. Now I got AP increased by 1. Okay, I'll take it. Okay, so tomorrow's a free day, which means the next Wednesday you'll have your usual practical exam. You'd better all bring your A game. Oh, Milliam and Crow. A few must-have instructional materials you guys are going to need as part of Class 7 finally showed up. I'll hand that stuff off to you once we're done here, so I want you to come with me to the faculty lounge. Righto. Man, what a drag. Alright, homeroom's out for the day. Flee while you can. Machias, if you do the honors. Yes, instructor. All rise. Bow. So what do you think? Well, I don't think we have to be on our guard around her at least. Same. Though I'd rather she kept that giant silver thing of hers hidden. I don't think she's a bad girl. I was taking a nap in the courtyard yesterday and she came and fell asleep next to me. What does that have to do with whether or not she's trustworthy? They look like a couple of kittens all curled up together. Their personalities may be worlds apart, but they're both rather cat-like in their own ways. She could be more than 12 or 13, still practically a child. Yeah, you're right. She's so chipper all the time that it's hard to really be cold towards her. Yeah, I don't think I could bring myself to spurn her. She's got this natural charm, I think. Be that as it may, her presence here reeks of blood and iron, if you take my meaning. Well, it certainly seems that way.
As such, I'm planning on granting you a bit of additional assistance. I should have it ready for you in a few weeks' time.
It's hard to believe a girl like that could be an agent of the intelligence division. But just going off what happened in Nord, there's not much that would make me doubt it now. And then there's that thing, Ergetlim, that's always with her. She calls it Lammy, but aside from its name, we don't really know anything about it. It seems to be made from some strange material with both metallic and ceramic properties. Hard, but pliable. Agreed. It doesn't look like anything you could make even with the most cutting-edge orbital technology. When I touched it, it felt really nice and cold. Wow, so you actually touched it? It hasn't escaped my notice that it seems strikingly similar to the combat shells we fight in our practical exams. I think it's safe to assume that they share some kind of common origin. Yeah. The instructor said she was forced to accept it, though in a sense, Milliam was forced on us too. You are welcome to think what you will, but I don't trust her. Either way, she's technically our classmate now, like it or not. It may be a little early to tell whether we can trust her as a friend, but we should be able to figure out pretty quickly whether we can count on her as a member of Class 7. Ah, well, that's a logical way of breaking it down at least. You're right, it's still pretty early to make sweeping judgments. Knowing her background would be great, but what's really important is whether we can count on her in a fight. Agreed, as students of Military Academy, that's probably the most important issue. We'll have to wait and see. Actually, we can trust her. I fought with her. She's great. Well, considering we're living in the same dormitory, it'd be good if we all get along. Yeah, I wouldn't want her to think we're trying to make her feel unwelcome either. And then there's Crow. What's he like, Reen? You seem like you get along with him pretty well. I don't know if I'd put it quite like that. If I had to say, I'd describe him as a capricious gambling addict way too prone to ante up for every hand. Adios, help us. He sounds like the kind of miscreant one would be better off avoiding. You can count on him when the chips are down, though. He really helped me out last month when Elise went into the old schoolhouse. He's good enough fight and pretty handy with his Arcus too. Maybe we're worrying over nothing then. Still, I'm not really sure how to connect with him, you know? Well, at least we're in a separate dorms for the time being. We'll just have to see how things go. Oh, we got free room now. Alright, well, before that, as usual, guys, super save. That was a long cutscene. I gotta say, that's what I enjoy most about this franchise, it's true. This whole series. I love their long cutscenes because, you know, like, I tend to just enjoy sitting back and just enjoying the story unfold without having...
Hello, Reen Schwarzer speaking.
I wasn't aware they're gonna be doing voice dialogue here. But yeah, I enjoy just sitting back, enjoying the story play out, and not having to really do much until at a certain point when we have to, you know?
Oh, hi there, Reen. Do you have a moment?
Toa? Well, this is a surprise. What can I do for you?
You've got a new student in your class now, right? Well, her student notebook is ready, so I figured it'd be best to get it to her as soon as possible. And since you handled it last time, would you mind coming to get it for her?
Oh, you're talking about Milliam. Sure thing. I'll come get it right away. You want me to swing by the student council room then?
That'd be great. Thanks.
She sure doesn't waste any time. I should head on over to the student council room before it gets too late.
Why can't they do this themselves? It's a notebook. Why can't they just call Milliam to get it? Alright, as usual, here we go. Wait, there it is. I almost forgot for a minute. Well, Toa said she wanted me to come to the student council room.
The door's open. Come on in.
Sorry if I disturbed you.
Oh, Reen. Not at all. Sorry for making you come all the way out here.
Don't worry about it. It's class business anyway. That's quite the spread you've got on your desk there. Is it just me, or does your workload only ever seem to increase?
Well, I've got a little extra going on right now that's keeping me a little busier than normal. Anyway, this is Milliam's notebook. Crow's already got one, along with the added pages on the Arcus units you all have, so she's the last one who needs it.
Alright, I'll be sure to pass this on to Milliam next time I see her. Actually, if you don't mind my asking, how much do you know about why she's here at the Academy?
All I know is that she came with a recommendation from the Army's Intelligence Division, really. You know those combat shells you fight in your practical exams? They're being used with the Emperor's authorization. Apparently, it's something similar for Milliam. They can't deny her admission if the Emperor's pushing it through.
This goes all the way up to His Majesty?
Seems like it. The Chancellor was the one who set up both the Intelligence Division and the Railway Military Police. But neither of those organizations could have been established without His Majesty's consent. That's what's unusual. Anyway, Because of that, the Academy can't really turn down a direct referral with that kind of backing.
So that's how it is. But even accounting for that, I never would have expected Crow to be transferred into our class too.
Yeah, I was just as shocked as you when I found out. I knew he was a habitual class cutter, but I always figured he at least had enough credits to graduate. Oh, I feel like a failure as student council president for not noticing. Maybe even a failure as a friend.
Whoa there! I think you're being a little hard on yourself. What about Angelica? Does she have enough credits to graduate?
Angie at least makes sure to attend the classes she needs for graduation. Apparently, Crow not only hadn't attended enough class units, he also didn't turn in some essential assignments.
Sounds about right. I can see that. Crow seems like that type of character anyway. He's proven it time and again.
But as long as he's active and engaged with his Class 7 work over the next couple months, he'll be able to graduate.
Ah. Still, I get the distinct feeling this 1-2 punch of transfer students wasn't just a happy coincidence. Am I right?
Well, yeah. The principal thought placing Crow in Class 7 might be beneficial for the rest of you, too. His grades might be a sorry sight, but he really knows how to get things done when he wants to. Did you know he was responsible for all of the event planning at last year's Academy Festival?
Crow did that? Voluntarily?
It might be kind of awkward having a second-year student in your class, but I hope you guys will all get along. That goes for Milliam too, of course. She might have an unusual background, but at the end of the day, she's still a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, I get what you mean. So she really is 13 then?
Yeah, she scored really well on her entrance exam though, so I think she can handle the curriculum fine. She might be small, but she can roll up her sleeves with the best of them.
Now where have I heard of someone like that before? Oh, sorry. Looks like I've got a call coming in.
Go ahead and answer. I don't mind. I wouldn't want you to miss anything important.
Alright. Excuse me then. Hello? Reen Schwarzer speaking.
Hello, Reen. It's your favorite instructor here. Are you still on the Academy grounds by any chance?
As much as it pains me to say it, I am.
No need to sound so suspicious. It's just that after I gave Milliam all the things I had for her, she just took off somewhere. You know how she tends to be kind of a mischief maker, so could you find her and drag her back to the dorms for me?
Why am I doing all this when all you really have to do is wait for her or call on her to do this, then tell her this for that matter? I know they said she lost her, but she has an Arcus, doesn't she?
Alright.
Or did I not pay attention and hear her say she didn't bring it?
I can only imagine what would happen if she were to flash that silver thing of hers around on the Academy grounds again.
Yeah, I'd really rather avoid a repeat of yesterday. Anyway, I leave it in your capable hands, brave leader of Class 7. Mwah!
Wait a second. When did I become the...
She really does trust you. Anyway, I'll let you go then. Are you still up for helping me with a few requests tomorrow?
Of course. I'll be around. Still, I know you've got a full slate and all, but try not to overwork yourself. And if there's anything else I can do to make life a little easier for you, don't hesitate to ask.
Sure. And thanks.
Alright, I guess I'd better start looking for Milliam. Well, where do I even start? She could be almost anywhere. I should probably ask a couple of the others for help. I doubt I'll accomplish much just checking places at random. Come to think of it, I haven't gotten Crow's number yet either. I think 2 other classmates would be enough for this though. I should remember to ask him when I get the chance. Ah, okay. Her. And... her. Yes. Alright, I think I get what you want us to do. It definitely doesn't seem like a good idea to let her roam around on her own. I suppose the Academy must have a wealth of things that are new to her, so she's running around trying to take it all in. Yeah, I think you're right. I doubt she's left the academy grounds yet though, so we should be able to find her. I'll just have to think if I were new here, what would seem the most interesting, then check all those places. Alright then. Well then, let's find her and bring her back to the dormitory with us. Great, 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 great. Save again. Honestly, I'm hoping it's marked. Is it marked for us? No, it isn't. Well, since we're here, let's check out the field. I feel like that's an open area enough for her where, like, that she can feel like that's her spot. And also, almost always there's someone hiding behind this area in particular. Oh, not this time, huh? Paula. Who was that little hurricane? She just came from out of nowhere and dragged Eustace off to the stables. Oh, yep, there's a dot here. Exclamation point. I haven't done this in forever! Onward, mighty steed! Full speed ahead! Get down this instant! That voice couldn't mean anything but trouble. Oh, hey everybody! What in the world are you up to? It's been so long since we went horse riding in Nord, I thought I'd give it another shot. This is so fun! It's totally different than flying around on Lammy. Would someone please escort her far, far away from the stables? Why do you have to be so stubborn, Eustace? You must get that from your dad. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. And how would you know what my father's personality is like to begin with? Wow, Milliam even managed to throw Eustace for a loop there. What's with this girl? Who cares? I'm on the horse now. Time to ride. To the highway. Hi-yo, horsey away! Get your hands off the reins at... Let's go! Milliam, wait! So began Milliam's horseback adventures. She took off without the slightest concern for the worried soul she left behind. After riding around with the increasingly irritated Eustace for what seemed like an eternity, she finally came to a stop. You little... That was the best. We should totally do it again sometime. Are you okay? I'm fine. That girl doesn't have a lick of sense. She has enough energy to power her own factory. Hopefully she'll slow down by the time we catch up to her. Time to start looking again. Please tell me it's marked this time. There it is, gymnasium. Perfect. Maybe I didn't see the exclamation point the first time when I tried to look in the academy fields. Alright, where's she? Second floor. Wow, look at all that water. It's gotta be refreshing. I kinda wanna take a dip. Whew, we finally found you. Oh, hey Reen. Hey, do you know if I get to take swimming lessons while I'm here? I can't think of a reason why you wouldn't. Has instructor Sarah given you your school swimsuit yet? Nah, all I got today was my uniform. She told me I'd get it tomorrow. I can't wait though. I wish I could go swimming right now. Swimming lessons aren't quite as laid back as you might think. You guys think too much. Besides, all this pool talk really makes me want to go for a swim. Oh, I know. Milliam. Ta-da! I can wear this. It's totally waterproof and dries in no time. Now, it's no problem if I get wet. Hold up, Milliam. On your mark, get set, go! Milliam, are you okay? That was way too fun. Hop on in. The water's nice and cool. She just doesn't care, does she? Unbelievable. We should go get her. Huh? Where'd Milliam go? Did you see where she went, Monica? You mean the crazy girl who jumped down here? She just left. She was headed toward the girls' locker room, so you probably just missed her. She must have run because she didn't want us to haul her back to the dorm. Well, there's nothing we can do except keep chasing after her. Oh, yay. Where'd she go now? Hold the phone. Engineering building. Wait, nope. Further down. Wow, so this is the orbital bike everyone was talking about. I want to try it. It'll need some more fine-tuning before you'll be able to do that. You do have the option of riding alongside me, however. I'm always willing to take cute little ladies like you for a ride. Really? Kinda want to have a race though. Want to see if Lammy's faster than your bike? I don't know what this Lammy is, but it takes some guts to challenge me to a race. Now I'm really starting to take a liking to you. It didn't take long for those two to hit it off. Have you ever known Angelica to not hit it off with a girl? Oh, hey there, what's up? Truth is, Mina explained to George that Instructor Sarah asked him to drag Milliam back to the dorms. Boo, you guys are too persistent. I'm not gonna let you catch me though. Our race is gonna have to wait. Very well, I look forward to seeing you around again. For sure, catch you later. Wait up, Milliam! There she goes. You could have at least pretended to try and catch her, Angelica. Reen, sweetie, surely you realize that I always side with my lovely ladies. I have to say, though, she's even more peculiar than I'd heard. Yeah, I'd really like to see this Lammy she keeps talking about, too. Tell her that she's always welcome here for us, will you? Haha, alright. Okay, let's go somewhere else. And so the search continues, guys, but for now, I'm going to have to end the video here for today. Thank you all for watching. When we come back, we should be able to complete the Find Milliam quest, or sub-quest, however you want to call it. It just seems pretty menial at best, but we're going to continue on in the next one, so thank you all for watching.